Yahoo! Welcome back, trainers and collectors. It's your favorite Pokey Plumber. For today's Plumber's Pick of the Day, it is going to be... I know it just came out, but guys, we're going to get really deep into this one today and talk about a lot of products. Right now, the Ascended Heroes Pokemon Center ETB is an absolute grab. I know, if you can get it anywhere from $2 to $240, the Pokemon Center is just a grab, guys. It just is. It just is. Welcome back, trainers and collectors. It's your favorite Poke Plumber, fleshing out the latest news and the hobby updates. Whether it's breaking leaks or verifying some market trends, I got the tools to keep your collection growing and your profits flowing. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Happy Friday. I hope everybody is doing pretty well. Doing well myself. Before we get this episode going, we have to do our giveaway. This is the very last chance to enter this giveaway. We are giving away a Pikachu Premium Playmat Collection from Celebrations. All you have to do is like, comment, subscribe, hit that little bell notification, and then your chance to win a Pikachu Playmat Collection from Celebrations. If it's free, it's for me. What is going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Guys, it's been a while since we talked about just product, and that's pretty much what today is going to be about. We have a lot of sets that I think you should start paying attention to right now, and we have to absolutely talk about them and the products in those sets. But before we get into that, I do want to talk about PSA. Shocker, right? I hate it. I hate talking about PSA, but what they're doing to people is just so messed up. Right now, I have an order with them. I've had the order since August, and they lost a card of mine, right? At first, they said it was never in there, and then after I screenshot it and sent it to them, then they said, oh, it's right here, but we don't have it, so it's lost. So we'll give you $20 for the raw price of the card, and we'll refund you your grading, right? And then I had to wait another month to get this document to sign that I won't sue them, and it's insane. And I still haven't even received like the cards, my refund, or anything. So it's been like almost 8 months now. Bravo, PSA. Bravo. And the worst part is, I have to just talk about this. I know it stinks. I'll get into the good stuff soon. But I called them to, find a resolution. And the guy's like, oh, I can't do anything. I said, you literally say an email to call if I have an issue, and you can't resolve it. And he's like, well, you have to send them the email. I was like, I sent the email. And they're like, oh, well, try emailing, and I'll make sure it goes in, and then it goes to the right department. And then you'll get an email back. So, I mean, if anything, I was able to get in touch with someone, but that someone wasn't able to do anything. Now, with the latest news of PSA and more negativity, a guy sent a Japanese refractor of the Deoxys, right? Last sold was $45,000 from PSA, might I add. It's on eBay, and PSA was the seller. And they damaged this card. They were reholdering a PSA 10 Deoxys refractor in Japanese, or it might have been in English. And when they were reholdering it, they damaged the card. They gave it a PSA 6, and they said, hey, we'll give you $20,000, right? Not even half of what the card's worth today, right? And I heard there's like private offers of $60,000, but last confirmed sale is $45,000, right? And they're saying, hey, here's $20,000. Then why does PSA, do all these, say if my buddy graded like the Poncho Pikachus, right? And had to pay like, no exaggeration, like $8K to even get all his cards back, right? But now when you actually have something go wrong, they don't even cover the full amount. So, I mean, guys, I haven't sent anything to PSA. I tell you guys not to send anything to PSA. I don't know. That's just where I'm at. I've been holding off from grading for a while. I have one more submission with them, but I'm not going to talk positive because they're not doing anything positive. And if they don't resolve this situation, it's just going to put them under more of a magnifying glass, and they're trash right now. It sucks. They used to be the best, and now they're just mid. They're just mid, and that's why it sucks that PSA bought Beckett. I don't know. I hope that guy gets the money and gets it resolved, because it's not right. But let's get into the nitty-gritty, the juicy stuff, baby. The market, okay? We haven't talked specifically about products, newer products, and all that, and I have to get into it. So, 151 has been going absolutely wild, right? We've seen whether it's the singles, whether it's the PSA 10s, they're just all in an upward notion, right? I know everything is right now, but now packs are around $25, right? And 151 is going out of rotation, right? And everybody knows it. In April, that's it. It's out of rotation. Are we going to get reprints, restocks, anything? People, guys, it's been years. It's probably not going to get anything at this point. I thought that Target release was going to be our last chance, and Target didn't even do anything, right? They just wanted memberships. Shady. Everyone in this hobby is shady now. Get used to it. It's the norm. No one has integrity. No one has honor. Sorry, it's the truth. But anyways, so now everyone's paying attention to 151. Rip and shippers, that's one of their favorite products to rip and open for people. We're seeing packs upward of $25, right? I think I've talked a little bit about it before, like compare it to Evolutions. Evolutions, I remember I could have bought cases when they were like $60 a box, and I said it was a fake base set, and I'd rather spend a little bit extra and open base set packs. Fast forward to all of these years later, you know, Evolution's now $2,000 box, and it's like $50 a pack. In my opinion, right, 151 is an updated version that's better, right? I think the alt arts are better than how Evolution was with the full arts. That's just my opinion. Guys, a lot of people might say it's too late to hop into 151. I don't even think this is the tip of the iceberg quite yet. And I think if you don't have any of that product, maybe hop on it. I know ETBs are really expensive, but as a collector, I think everyone should have an ETB. I think everyone should have a UPC, and then you can get the collection boxes and stuff if you want to rip in the future. The products are really expensive. ETBs, I believe, are like $600 right now. And then your Pokemon Center ETBs, I think, are like $1,300. So they're absolutely going through the roof. Big money. It's big money now. And everyone had their opportunity. But I still think as a collector, you do want to have that in your hobby. I think it's going to age super well. I think it's a pinnacle to anyone's Scarlet and Violet specialty collection. It's a must-have, you know. Paldean Fates, right? Hold on. Yeah, I'll get into that in a second. Paldean Fates, another one. We're seeing Paldean Fates move. And I do want to touch on one thing. I think bundles, right? Bundles for 151, bundles for Paldean Fates are also good buys. I remember back then when bundles were newer, right? When Silver Tempest had bundles, Lost Origin had bundles, 151 had bundles, and Walmart kept, reprinting them, doing those restocks. And I said that bundles were going to do very well in the long term. Guys, it's a sealed product with 6 packs, and we see it doing well now. They're a little more affordable than the ETBs, than the UPCs. Heck, with Paldean Fates ETBs, you don't have any UPCs, Paldean Fates. Bundles are the affordable thing. If you want to get this product in your collection, you can go the bundle route. If you want to really go baller status, the booster bundle displays, there are 10. I recall my first print 151 booster bundle displays. I have a couple cases of those. Guys, I'm like 99% sure that one bundle booster bundle display case, I remember prices jumped up instantly because you can get like a full art or a hit, or you won't get anything less than a hit of a full art, SIR or something like that in the first print bundle displays. So they definitely hold a premium. And I remember in the beginning when they were released, they were going through the roof. And that's what kind of made me fall in love with the bundles because the hits were so good inside of them. So if you are getting them and you can get a first print case of those and you're really big baller status, you're doing very well. Paldean Fates, anything that has a card that everybody talks about, the Bubble Mew we know is aging super well. That's one of the modern PSA 10s that I sold that I do miss. I'm not even going to lie, but it was for a vintage box. But that card's, jumping up. It's almost at all-time highs once again. That card's going to go down in history. And it wasn't that easy to grade. You don't have millions of pop, you don't have a high PSA 10 pop of it. So I don't know, Paldean Fates is another one that's like, okay, guys, we're kind of there. Let's start paying attention to it. I know many of you, have been around for a little bit and you had your opportunity, but a lot of new people are playing catch up. So I do want to say one thing to all the new people. Guys, whether it's vintage, whether it's singles, slabs, sealed, prices are very, very high right now. It is super hard for the collectors, right? If you're not reselling this stuff, if you're not quick flipping it and you're a collector, maybe start focusing on the cheaper stuff. And I am going to talk about more cheaper stuff in this video. Maybe look forward to the next boom, right? We don't know if it'll happen, but you can't. I remember my buddy was trying to catch up during COVID, and he was trying to, stack up on every box when everything was all-time highs. I mean, heck, I even bought some cards at ridiculous prices that still haven't hit their all-time highs, believe it or not. You don't want to play catch up right now. If you're very new into this hobby, if you're new into collecting, buy the cheaper stuff. Buy some Surging Sparks. Guys, I look at the Surging Sparks booster boxes. I think they're like the second or third cheapest booster box available right now, right? That's the stuff you want to start buying. The Journey Together. Guys, I don't know what's happening with booster box reprints. We're not getting them. So when I look at Journey Together, it has a box topper in it. I don't know if the reprint will have any box toppers in it. So Journey Together and Surging Sparks is like hey, I'm over here, buy them. Like that's the cheap stuff that has a cheaper entry point that you can get into now that not many people are talking about, not many people are looking at. So, at this point, you're seeing the new product get released and it's hitting these crazy, crazy prices. Guys, there's no reason why Perfect Order should come out and be more expensive than a Surging Sparks booster box. And if that happens, your clear-cut sign to buy Surging Sparks is right there. So don't worry about the new stuff. Focus on the stuff that's still older and cheaper, right? It's still out there. It's still out there. I mean, at the end of the day, $200 or $220, $230 isn't going to blow out the pocket if you're buying booster boxes. Yeah, that's just how I feel, man. I feel like everyone always wants to focus on the brand new. But when it comes to specialty sets, it's kind of like we have to, adapt and you need to adapt and survive, right? You need to adapt and adjust. And when it comes to specialty sets of ETBs, we saw Prismatic come out, and yes, we saw some, Sam's Club or was it Costco, the ETBs released, and they dried up like that. Maybe with Ascended Heroes, right? This is a specialty set and it's an ETB. We look back at your Paldean Fates. We look back at your Prismatic Evolutions. We look back at your 151 and we see how those are going up and how those are going absolutely wild. Right now, I believe Prismatic is hitting anywhere from 180 to 200. It's still in rotation for an entire year, but we've seen them reprint every different kind of product. Guys, I have cases of like so many different products that they did for Prismatic. Do I think they're going to do the same thing with Ascended now and just smoke us with Ascended product? I do. But I'm not saying to buy that product. I'm saying when it comes to ETBs, focus on the Ascended Heroes ETBs. Heck, the Prismatic Evolutions ETBs. We don't see the ETBs getting reprinted. Keep this in mind, right? ETBs takes way more time to print than some of this other product because they have to have the die in there. They have to have the promo. They have to have the card dividers. Now they're doing like the plastic. It takes a little more time to make those than some of this ancillary product. So I'm not saying buy all the Ascended other product, but if bundles come out and it's a decent price, the ETBs, 80 to 90, absolutely. My buddy, I saw him just selling them at $90 a piece, right? He sold out quick, but if you can get ETBs at $90 a piece, it looks like the market's so strong it's not letting it drop to that 80 point, right? If you're getting lucky on Walmart, I see it keep getting stacked. But Ascended Heroes, 90 and lower, it's a buy all day to me. It's a buy all day. Surging Sparks. What else? There's another set I wanted to talk about. I'm sorry. Hold on. This is why I take notes. When I'll be working and it'll just pop in my head and I'll be like, yeah, I mean, right now, there's just so many people getting confident, right? Everyone's feeling invincible. Everyone's feeling cocky. They got their swag on again. They're in the flow state, and everyone just is, like it's going to go up more. It's going to go up more. I'm buying an all-time high. It's going to go up more. And that's what scares me a little bit. When you have everybody this confident, it scares me. It's not normal for something to hit an all-time high, 3 days later hit another all-time high, and then another all-time high. That's why it creates a lot more volatility. So it's like, guys, if you're focused on something that's at an all-time high, that's what made me start, getting into Modern in the first place. During COVID, when everything was so high, I started focusing on Modern. And guys, even with these Modern prices a little bit higher, you're not going to get as hurt as if you're going for a crazy slab, a Modern slab that just went up $700 in 2 days, right? That's the stuff that scares the crap out of me. And that's why I went to Modern back then. One, it was way more affordable. Heck, Vivid Voltage at $200 a box. it sucked, but it's like it made more sense than some of that other stuff that absolutely got smoked. So that's why everybody that's here watching, that's why even though this modern product is higher, it's a more of a safer route than all this other stuff. And heck, guys, when I look at my Cosmic Eclipse, when I look at some of my, my XY stuff, and I see where it's at now, I feel way better, right? Yes, I bought some Vivid Voltage battle styles, but you know what? Now I broke even on those. It took years. That's why I tell you, the longer you wait and hold, you're going to be fine. But just keep in mind, when these cards are going up, $2 grand a week, $3 grand a week, if you're playing with the big boys, if you're not quick flipping it and getting that quick profit, just be careful because there's a lot of volatility there. I feel like another set that we haven't talked about at all, and being how I'm on this Pokemon Center ETB kick, Black Bolt, White Flare, they're both still super affordable. I feel like no one's looking at that set. No one's even talking about that set. Is there anyone on YouTube even talking about that right now? Guys, it is so affordable, and it wasn't even printed at a fraction the amount that Prismatic was, right? The Pokemon Center ETBs for specialty sets, I think, are going to go down in history as some of the product that just gains the most. I made a trade a long time ago. I traded a 151 Pokemon Center ETB case, right? Because back then you could buy any ETB case on Pokemon Center. It was there after release, believe it or not. And I remember I traded a Pokemon Center ETB case of 151 for a breakthrough booster box. And I thought I killed it. And now I look at the Pokemon Center and how that aged better than XY. So that's why I'm saying, guys, yes, the normal ETBs are good. We see great growth in the 151, the Paldean Fates. But when it comes to the Pokemon Center, it's turning out to be a different breed. And I'm noticing that. And guys, believe me, I'm not like stacked up where I have a whole bunch of them. Maybe I have like 8 of one, 12 of another, 5 of another, I'm not stacked up, but I do see the play in there. And I think it's a buy, like, heck, I even just bought a couple more Ascended Heroes Pokemon Centers ETBs before this. And I'm like, guys, I think this is a play. Like, I'm looking at the price of the Prismatic. 151 Paldean, I think Ascended is such a deep set. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. And it's just like, is everyone sleeping on Surging Sparks the way they're sleeping on, like, Brilliant Stars? Guys, you have to understand this. When Scarlet and Violet came out, it was like trash set after trash set, and then Twilight started doing better. But then when Surging Sparks came out, that's what got the ball rolling. Like, think about it. Surging Sparks was the best main set we got at that time. And that was like SVO 8. Right? And then things started going up. People know and love Surging. We've had a small booster box reprints of it. We've had ETB after ETB reprint with it. Even if we do get smoked with product, I don't think they're touching any more Surging Sparks. That's why I feel great with that. And Journey Together, no one talked about it. No one liked it. So I don't think we're going to see more of that. I think if we do see product, it's going to be more Destined, may not be booster boxes, and then we're going to see Mega Evolution and Phantasmal Flames. I think we're getting further away from the Scarlet and Violet. It's just like Temporal Forces, affordable box. There's so many other plays right now, and you guys have opportunities. This stuff is still cheap when you're looking at the grand scheme of the market right now. Everything is crazy, but those are your chances. And heck, when this market eventually wakes up and they learn what Sword and Shield is, Silver Tempest and Brilliant Stars at these prices, you're going to look back and be like, holy shit, I had the great opportunity. Heck, guys, you could buy Chilling Reign in the 400s right now on eBay. I was looking, right? 400 to low 500s. But people would rather buy a brand new box still in rotation for like 350, 400. It baffles me. Believe me, these people will eventually learn. They will eventually learn. I don't know. That's just how I feel. But, I don't know. Hold on. Let me see. I just want to give you guys a Friday video. We haven't my schedule's been so messed up. We've been, still busy, slowing down, but busy. But, I mean, the number one thing that I want to talk about is what you're seeing with 151, what you're seeing with Paldean Fates, what you're seeing with a lot of this stuff is once the end of rotation is here, they all skyrocket, right? When people know it's going out of print, when they know it's out of rotation, things skyrocket. So if anyone is out there is thinking about selling product, never sell what's still in rotation. Wait a couple years until it's out of rotation. Then it'll jump a significant percent, and that's when you take some profits if you want to move it into the newer stuff. That's what you're supposed to do. When the old stuff goes up, you sell it, you recycle it for the new stuff. I kind of slowed down with it because the new stuff just got too expensive. But if you can, and if you're fortunate enough, if you're in this for the long haul, wait until it's out of rotation to take some profits. But I just think out of everything I talked about today, I think 151 is probably going to do the best. I think when Prismatic goes out of rotation, I think we're going to see absolutely beautiful things out of Prismatic. Even though the pull rates are absolute trash, that's why my heart's not fully in Prismatic, but I do know the potential of Prismatic. It's just, no one was into specialty sets. And now it's like the booster boxes are ugly, so now the specialty sets are kind of, becoming a higher tier alongside with the Pokemon Center higher tier. So open your eyes. I'm just having fun. Guys, remember, I know stuff is insane. I know it's crazy right now, but like I tell you guys all the time, ride the wave, have fun, and I mean, there's nothing we can do right now, guys. The market's heating up. We wanted the hobby to get big. We wanted it to get crazy, but we can't pick and choose and say, this is too crazy. It might be. There might be shittier people in the hobby. It sucks, but we have to adapt. Surround yourself with good people, law of attraction, and keep it moving, right? The better the Pokemon hobby does, the better our collection is, and I mean, it gives us more ammo, more money to trade, buy other stuff that we never thought we could afford. Guys, when I got in this hobby, I never thought I could afford an Expedition box. I remember when Expedition boxes jumped from, oh my God, what was it, $3,000? Then it went to $5,000, then it went to $10,000, then it went to $20,000, and then I tried buying one from Ryan when they were at $20,000. Well, he had it for 22. I offered 20. He ignored me, jerk. But now I have the product that I could trade and sell and get an Expedition box. That's what it's about. Your modern grows, and it helps you afford things you never thought you could have. And that's what's beautiful about this hobby. And then I get to look at a vintage, beautiful booster box that only 1% of the hobby will have. Like, that's why I started to do this in the first place, because I wanted to achieve and buy things that I could never afford. And Pokemon has done that for me. So we always have to think of the long term. Think about why we're here. For me, it wasn't about vending. It wasn't about selling. It was about, how can I trade this to get to that? And it worked. And the only reason I ever vended back, I don't do it anymore. The only reason I ever vended back then is because I learned that if I was behind the table, I could buy at a percentage. That's how I figured it out. I was one of the first to do that. But I don't know. I know a lot of people are upset and disappointed with the hobby right now. And it's tough. It's tough for a collector. It is. But like I said, there will be down times. Yeah, actually, you know what? I do want to talk about this. Someone left a comment on my YouTube, and it was fascinating. And they were like, what if this is the new market, right? What if it's only the beginning of what this hobby is, right? And we're like the first to it. It goes back to what Dan said to me years ago. Catch 'em All Collectibles said to me, like, how do you know we're in the good old times before you know you're in the good old times? And I'm like, dude, vintage is through the roof. How are we in the good old times? Like, prices are high. How are we in good old times? And this is a couple years ago, guys. But like, now I'm looking back and I'm like, holy crap. A Gold Star Gyarados was 10 grand and I thought that was high. Now they're selling for 200 grand. We were in the good old times. What if that was just the tip of the iceberg? What if this is the norm for the market? What if this many people just keep coming and coming and Pokemon doesn't catch up? It made me think. But like, 10 out of 10 times, Pokemon always caught up. It's just a fun game, man. It's a fun guessing games. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you're still here, let me know. Do you think this is the new market? Do you think this is here to stay? I don't think the vintage jumping up thousands and thousands and thousands a week makes sense, or card popping up, 10, 20% a week. But let me know if you think this demand is here to stay, if this isn't just like a COVID on steroids, but it can't be. It's been 2 years. But I'm just curious what you guys think and what you think the next step is. What do you think happens in the next 2 to 5 years? Do you think that these are lower prices and we haven't seen anything yet? Do you think everything's still cheap, affordable? It's only going to get crazier? I'm just curious. I'm curious what you guys think. But for everyone's favorite segment of the day, Pokemon pronunciation of the day. All right, guys. I hear people say it all the time, but it's not it. They say it's Reshiram. It's Reshiram. I looked it up. I Googled it. I listened to Pokemon. Reshiram. When Reshiram tail flares, the heat energy moves the atmosphere and changes the world's weather. Reshiram. Ram. Reshiram. Like, comment, subscribe. You guys are the very best, and I hope everybody has a great and blessed weekend.